So here we are. Happy Friday. I know it's been intense for a lot of people. An intense week, that is. So we'll have a restful class, although there will be physical challenge so that we get some strengthening. But we're going to be working with the intuitive mind. Again, Albert Einstein says the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. So in my training over the years, that's what I've been taught, that intuition is more important than like book knowledge in living our lives. We need both, but intuition is the ultimate for our answers. So we'll come into centering. If you'd like to use a mudra, I would suggest the one for intuition, which is your long finger and thumb together and extend the other fingers out. Reach up through your spine, letting go of the weak, letting go of mental chatter. Sometimes that comes in. Sometimes we get information overload and we can just kind of let that spill out, like we lean over and our head's a teapot. We just let it flow out. Just coming into the silence for a few breaths. And just as you're seated comfortably, we'll take 3 full deep breaths without the arms this time. We'll come back to that. But just 3 relaxing, cleansing breaths, long and deep. Peaceful. And with that, just come down onto your back in a very mini Shavasana. Just let yourself come into Shavasana, corpse pose, and let yourself sink down against the mat. Now, just a systematic relaxation for your body, letting go of possible tension. And please be sure that your hips are pulled under you and your shoulder blades. You can bend your elbows and turn them up with your palms, letting the shoulders relax open if that works for you. But just start at your head. If you like, you can imagine a large, sparkling, glittery ball of sunlight coming into your head, filling it, swirling around and cleansing, bringing relaxation and golden energy between your ears, washing out your crown chakra, your third eye, down into your throat chakra, relaxing your jaw, down into your collarbones and your chest, your shoulders, arms, and hands. Just let all holding drop away. Come down into your ribs, your upper back, middle back, lower back, all of it filled with this golden light, sparkling, uplifting light. Down into your hips, between your hip bones, the regenerative area, flowing down your legs into your feet until you are a golden ball of light, sparkling, relaxed, shining. And then taking a deep breath and just voice, ah, and be still for 2 or 3 breaths. Now just slide your feet together and inhale and lift your arms up overhead with a full deep breath. And just stretch long. Press through your heels. Pull your low back down against the floor. Reach through your fingertips. Press the back of your neck down against the floor to stretch it a little bit. And then bring your palms together and bring your arms up over your chest, forearms touching, palms touching. And you want your forearms parallel to the floor. We'll do a little trapezius release here for our upper backs. You can relax your legs and feet. Take in a deep breath and draw your elbows towards your forehead and squeeze your forearms together. It will make you shake, it's just natural. And then release, stretch your arms up overhead. And then keeping your fingers in touch with the floor, bring your arms down like angel wings towards your hips. And we'll repeat one more time. So bring forearms together, palms, keep them level. Take in a breath. And slide your arms, elbows towards your forehead. See how far they'll come. Maybe they'll be a little further this time. But keep squeezing the arms together from elbows to palms. It's good to do that for about 7 counts and then reach your arms up overhead again. Let your shoulders relax open. Reach through your fingertips. And again, bring your arms down like snow angels in touch with the floor. And relax for a moment, just a breath or two. And now we'll work with our psoas release. Just bring your palms under your hips. Bend your left knee. We'll all do the same leg. Foot on the floor. With your right leg, flex the foot. Rotate the foot out from the hip. Slide it over to the right about 4 or 5 inches. And then start to lift your leg up with an inhale, only as high as the bent knee. And just repeat, lift and lower, but keep the leg slightly out to the side and leg turned out. Relax your throat. One more. And then bend your right knee, foot on the floor, and extend the left leg out. Flex the foot, rotate out from the hip, slide over to the left, and lift. Breathe. Only as high as the bent knee. All right. And then bend that knee. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Just pull them in with your palms, or you can wrap your arms around. Stretch your head, your neck down towards the floor for a few breaths. Pull the knees in. If you like, you can lift your head up to meet your knees, rounding the back, and then lower back down. And just place your palms on your knees. Let your knees out, arm's length, and just start to circle your knees around. Feel your low back making a circle as you take your legs around. And reverse direction. And back to center. Just take your arms out to the side now, palms down. Let your feet come onto the floor. Press down on your feet and turn, lift your hips and come over uh, onto your left hip, or at least that direction, for a knee down twist. So stretch out your left leg. Breathe as you lift your right knee up. Keep shoulders down, press down, and exhale your knee down to the floor under your left arm. And turn your head over away from your bent knee. Just let your leg relax towards the floor. And just for a little warming stretch, stretch out your right leg, press through the heel. See if you can bring your big toe up to your hand. Straighten your knee and soften, just in and out of a stretch. And release. Press your hands down, shoulders, and bring your attention to your low back and draw your low back down onto the floor. Keep your legs straight, coming up, bring your head back to center, but take your right leg out to the right. Just let it out to the side. Try to keep it as high as you can. And you might even be able to reach that big toe. Just see if you can grab onto it. And then release. And we're going to switch sides. Pause for a moment, aware of your body, the sensations, the results of your work. Breathe a nice breath and exhale with an ah. Ah. All right. So bend both knees, press down on your feet, lift your hips, and come on to the right hip. Stretch out your right leg. With a deep breath, bring your left knee up towards your chest. Exhale it over into knee down twist and turn your head opposite your knee. Breathe and relax. And we'll give a little stretch to this leg. So press through your heel. See if you can bring your foot up to your hand. I know it's there somewhere. Grab your big toe if you're able. And a slight bend and then straighten the knee, press through the heel, stretching that leg. Waking up your hamstrings and the back of your knee. All right. Release your foot. Bring your attention down to the sacrum and roll your sacrum back down onto the floor. Let your leg come up and over, stretching out to the left, opening in the hip, the thigh, and see if you can reach your big toe. Bend and straighten if you need to. And then release. Bring both feet onto the floor. Arms next to your sides. Taking a breath. And lift your torso and arms, your head, and just lift up, reaching as though towards your feet, just past your knees, activating your abdominal muscles, and then lower back down. And breathe. And exhale, lift, reach, wiggle your fingers, circle in your wrists. While you're holding, press your low back down and lower back down. This time, walk your feet out a little ways, maybe halfway. Taking a breath. Exhale, lift arms and torso, reach towards your knees. See if you can lift up off the floor. If it's difficult, just let your feet out a little further and then roll back down one piece at a time. Relax your arms. Feel yourself warming up. Taking a breath. Exhale, reach, lift, and reach. Roll up all the way into sitting and lower back down. Curl your hips under, keep your navel to your spine. Slowly, with control, lower down. All right. Okay, so this next one is also going to be for the abdominal area. This one, lift your legs up towards the ceiling. Lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Taking a breath. As you exhale, lift and reach towards your feet. Keep your abdominal muscles engaged and then just reach, reach, reach. Just a pulsing. Very little movement. Pulse, pulse, pulse. And relax for a moment. Arms and legs still up in the air. Take in a breath. As you exhale, reach up. Keep breathing, but pulse, pulse, pulse. Use your abdominal muscles as though you want to reach up and touch your feet. And lower down. All right. Now just rock your legs forward a little bit towards your face and kick up into sitting. Swing your legs around and we'll come into a puppy stretch. Pull back. And a little more opening for the shoulders. And some strengthening for our arms with a plank pose. Toes under, lengthen out. Bring your shoulder blades down your back. Okay, now bend your right knee and bring it out to the side and touch your elbow. Press through the left heel. And then lengthen your right leg out, lift up into a three-legged dog. Reach. And then lower back down, bend your knee, bring it to your elbow. And then into plank. Other side, take in your breath. Bring your knee in, left knee in, over to your elbow. And lengthen it out. Lift up into a three-legged dog. Reach your leg up. And start to come forward. Inhale the knee in towards your chest. Exhale, take it over to your left elbow. Hold, breathe. And then back into a full plank just for a moment. Feel your abdominal muscles. And now a full downward facing dog. Just pull back. Take your hips side to side. Engage abdominal muscles. Don't forget those. Lift them in and up. That'll support your down dog. All right, then walk your feet in towards your hands, but come down into a squat and bring your arms inside your knees and just take your feet out a little bit to open more in the hip joints, side to side. And a little straight leg stretch. Just take your left leg out, flex the foot, and press into a stretch. So press your hips back, engage the thigh of that left leg, and bring it back in, other leg. Press the hips back. And then come back in for Malasana. Bring your feet onto the floor. Press the knees open with your elbows and thumbs come into your sternum. You can move side to side. And then release your hands. Bring your palms onto the floor. Spread your fingers out really well. Lift your hips and bring your knees up to your armpits and press into your upper arm, leaning towards a crow. If you don't want to go all the way into crow, that's optional, but lift your chin, lean forward, and then lift your toes off the mat. And hold, breathe. Clothes can be slippery, so make whatever adjustments you need. And let your feet down. And just come onto your feet in a squat and circle around in your wrists, fingers. All right. Now, you've done quite a bit of work already. Just sit down, stretch your legs out, and relax in another mini Shavasana. Let it go. Whew. You've done great work already. Remember how we started out easy with trapezius and psoas release. A little knee down twist. See how far you've come already. All right. And then just roll up in whatever way you want and swing your legs around. Come on to hands and knees. Let's just work with our cat stretches for a few rounds, okay? So knees are hip width. Start in neutral spine, nice long back. Breathe. Navel to spine. Exhale and curl. Rounded cat. And inhale, tilt the hips up. Roll through your spine, lift your chin. And repeat. Curl. Exhale. Arch. Inhale. And curl. This will be our last round of cat. Arch. Now, once you're in your arch, just stay there and take your knees back. Let your hips come forward. Come into an arch. Just hang in traction. Keep pulling away from your knees. Press your palms down. Okay, now turn and look towards your right foot. Feel the stretch on your left torso and hip. And other side. And repeat once more on each side. Hold that stretch as long as it feels good. And other side. Okay, now moving side to side. Faster. And come to center. Bend your elbows, bring the pubic triangle onto the mat. Lift your shoulders up, inhale. Squeeze shoulder blades together, exhale and down into your cobra. Lift your chin. And inhale, lift and press back into your child's pose. Now, if you'd like to change it up for yourself a little bit, you can separate your knees here and let your torso come down in between your knees. Rest your forehead, or you can also use your arms overlap to make a pillow for your head. Whatever feels good. You can even bring your arms around, embracing your knees. Breathe. Nice for the hips, nice for the low back. All right, bring your palms onto the mat. Lift your torso, bring your knees in, and just lift up onto your feet. Walk them in. Come in for a head to knee. See how that's doing. You feel a little tight, just work it. Stretch it in, bend and straighten. All right, and a reverse swan. Arms out to the side, lengthen torso, engage your legs, kneecaps lifted, and lift your crown. Coming up, arms overhead. Just reach up. All right, now just step your right leg forward. Take the left leg back, bend your right knee into warrior one. Reach it up. Stretch the psoas muscles as you press the heel back. Lift your arms, look up in between your hands. Relax in the hips. Just hold for a few breaths. Lift up and back. Bring palms together. Come back to center. And pull back and step it in. Take the right leg back for warrior one on this side. Breathe arms overhead. And gaze upward. Relax in the hips, just deepen your pose. Lift up and back. Bring palms together, come to center. Whoops. And pull back. Inhale. Step it in. And release your arms, shake them out. Loosen up. All right, standing twist. Separate your feet and just swing it around. Feel your spinal column as you twist. And step it in, come back to center. Bring palms in. Press your feet into the mat. Engage your legs. Lift up through your crown. Relax your elbows, just palms together in front of your heart. Just open your eyes for a moment, taking a breath. Shift the weight to your right foot, lift your left foot. If you want to come into stork, stork is fine. You can also come into tree. Just for a moment here. And release, switch sides, take in your breath. Take your time, but come over onto your left foot. And whichever pose you choose, let your intuition tell you. And step out. Taking a breath for a swan dive, reach up. Open out. Hinge forward in your hips and down. Just bend your knees and lower your hips down. Sit, stretch your legs out. If it's chilly where you are, reach for a blanket, a pillow, whatever you need to be comfortable in your Shavasana. But lower down onto your back. And relax. Soften. Let yourself release control. I'll watch the time and bring you back right on time so you can let go completely. Let go a little bit more. We can always let go more. Bring back the sunshine, that ball of light. Fill yourself with golden light right now. And start gently, slowly to bring your awareness back, being gentle on your psyche, opening to intuition more and more, acknowledging that gift we all have. To start to bring some movement into hands and feet, head side to side, and slide your feet together and lift your knees up to your chest. And eventually come over to one side and roll up into sitting. Bring your hands into the mudra for intuition, thumb and long finger. Stretch the other fingers out. Sealing in all the benefits of all the effort you made this morning. And then bring palms into prayer hands, Anjali Mudra. Oh, I always feel so grateful for yoga. Thank God for yoga and what it does for us. So we have Thanksgiving coming up. If there's things that you want to acknowledge in your life that you're grateful for, we'll just take a moment, a breath or two, to honor those things and generate the feeling of gratitude. I know I am grateful to have you in my life and to share yoga with you. So enjoy the light, your journey, and your intuition. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hi, everybody. Class is over, but I wanted to go over that trapezius release with you because I was doing it facing the screen, and I think if you see it from the side, it will help you to understand what's happening. So I'm just going to give you a little demo from the side so you can see how the arms are. So you're lying on your back. You bring your forearms together, elbows touching, forearms, wrists, and palms. And a lot of people will tend to bring their hands towards their face, but that changes the direction of the movement. And relax your legs, by the way. And it's necessary for the trapezius to release to keep them in this position. So be sure, if you can, even if you're using your screen yourself, um, to keep the hands, the forearms parallel to the floor. And then you take in a breath and then slide your elbows up towards your face, your forehead, but keeping your arms parallel. So you're going to be tempted to bring your hands down towards your head, but don't. Keep parallel and squeeze your forearms together, your forearms and palms, and hold for like 7 seconds there, okay? You will shake. That's natural. Everybody does. It's not a weakness or anything. And then when you finish the 7 seconds, bring your arms up overhead and then take your arms. You want to keep your fingertips, palms up or down, it doesn't matter, but keep in touch with the floor. That's part of the release as well. And then you can repeat. So that's what I wanted to show you. Another thing is, when I first did that, I was in a course, and when I first did it, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any muscles working. I just didn't notice anything happening. So I went home and I practiced many of them just to see if I would get any result. So I must have done 10 repetitions of that trapezius release. And the next day, my upper back was so sore. So let me tell you, even though you may not think anything's happening, it is. And you can take yourself through that if you want to test yourself, but I can assure you it works and it's very useful. So just that little tip. We're coming up to Thanksgiving next week. So happy Thanksgiving to all who are watching before Thanksgiving. And namaste. See you again next time. By the way, I will be changing platforms from YouTube since they are monetizing everything. That means there's going to be ads during class and Shavasana, and that's just not acceptable. So I'm going to write to them. And there are platforms where I can transfer my videos, so I'll keep you all posted. Okay, so have a good one.